Release the Kraken!
And welcome back, Star Trek fans. We bring you back to the Starfleet Academy 101 videos. This is video part 4, and in this video we are going to be covering the Enterprise crew. This is the Federation-based faction crew. These are the officers that you can buy daily with your faction credits, your Federation credits. This is also one of the crews that actually brings into play the faction-based buffs, such as morale, burning, and breach. Federation, of course, focuses primarily on morale, and in this video we're going to go over the officers, their abilities, who works well with who doesn't work well, and some of the costs. Follow me and we'll hop right in. As far as the Enterprise crew, the first officer we're going to take a look at is Hikaru Sulu. He is a command officer. He has decent attack, decent defense, mediocre health. As far as his captain's ability goes, he has a 40% chance of inspiring morale when the ship is hit with a critical strike. Not the best of captain's abilities in order to try and trigger morale, but it is there. His officer ability, when the ship has morale, Sulu increases the total damage made by energy weapons by 40%. When you first unlock this officer, it starts out at 15, and then from 15 goes to 20, and 25, 30, and 40. The cost to take Sulu all the way to max tier, Tier 4 will cost you 1,150 Federation credits. At Tier 5 will cost you 4,600 Federation credits. As far as synergies go, and that's buffing your captain's ability, as far as synergy goes, he gains a 20% bonus from engineering officers, a 20% bonus from science officers, and only a 10% bonus from other command officers on the bridge. So that means this 40% chance can get all the way up to 80. Next up we have Arkady Ivanov. He is another command officer on the Enterprise crew. As far as stats goes, he has a low amount of attack, a decent chunk of defense, and a mediocre amount of health. As his captain's ability, always enthusiastic. When the shield of the ship is depleted, Arkady has a 50% chance of inspiring morale to the ship for 3 rounds. That's when your ship's shields go down. Shields refactor. Arkady increases the shield health of the ship by 16%. When you first get this officer, it's 10%, then 12, then 14, then 16, then 20. As far as costs, he is at Tier 4, 1,100 shards. At Tier 5, 4,400. His synergy bonus for his captain's maneuver is 10% with other command officers like Sulu, 20% with both science and engineering, which means when the shield is depleted, Arkady has, and this can go up to 90% chance of inspiring morale to the ship for 3 rounds. 3 rounds. As far as this officer goes, no, not worth it to me to take him all the way to Tier 5. Next, our third officer on the list for the Enterprise crew is Montgomery Scott. Scotty. Everybody loves Scotty. As far as Scotty's stats goes, he has an attack, he has a healthy chunk of defense, and he has a meh health. As far as his captain's ability goes, he is a miracle worker. Scotty reduces the time needed to repair the ship by 10%. Officer ability, born engineer. Scotty increases the total health of the ship by 16% of its original hull health. When you first get this officer, it is 10, then 12, 14, 16, and finally 20. In order to take him to Tier 4, it is 1,050 credits. And as far as taking him to Tier 5, it is 4,200 and one of these engineering badges. No. Didn't take him to Tier 5. Don't plan on it. Never. No. As far as synergy goes with his captain's maneuver, though, he gains a 10% increase from command officers, a 5% increase from other engineering officers, and a 10% increase from science officers. So we can get this up to 30%. Anyway, moving on. And the fourth officer in this crew for the Enterprise crew is Spock. He is also a rare officer, which means he's going to require more shards. His shards are going to come few or far in between. As far as his stats go, he has an amount of attack, a healthy chunk of defense, and it's still not that good health. As far as his captain's maneuver, logical, excuse me. Spock increases the accuracy of the ship by 15% at the beginning of each round in combat. So every round of combat, his, of course, accuracy of the ship is going to go up. His officer ability, illogical. While the ship has morale, Spock restores shield health to an amount equal to 750% of the defense of the officers on the ship. When you first unlock Spock, that starts out at a measly 25%, doesn't seem all that exciting. Then goes to 50, 100, 400, which is where it really starts to shine, and then at max tier, 750. The cost on rares will also increase. In order to take him to tier 3, it is 1200 Federation credits. Tier 4 is 4800, and to get him into tier 5 is 12,000. That's almost as much as a Saladin altogether, but he is worth taking to max tier. He really is. As far as his captain's ability goes, logical, he synergizes at a rate of 15% with command, at 15% with engineering, and only 7% with other science officers. So that 15% will go all the way up to, what's math, 45%. So the accuracy of the ship will go up by 45% per round. And that is Spock. Next officer on our list is Leonard McCoy. He is a rare officer as well. As far as his stats goes, he has a attack, a decent defense, and a marginally better health. He is a science officer. As far as his captain's maneuver goes, I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. McCoy gives a bonus of 20% to all the officer abilities of the officers on the bridge during combat. Bones is a poor man's Pike. We'll talk about Pike later on. As far as his officer ability goes, excellent medicine. Every time the ship gets hit by a weapon attack, McCoy increases the defense of all officers on the bridge by 30%, which is good. Every time the ship gets hit, every officer on the bridge gets a defense boost. 1400, 30%, that's gonna be 430, 440 bonus to his defense, which is then going to increase other abilities going on with the ship. As far as his costs, as far as his officer ability, it starts out at 10%, then 15, 20, 25, and 30. As far as the cost goes, it is a 1100 Federation credits to take him to tier 1, or excuse me, tier 3, 4400 to go to tier 4, and 11,000 to go to tier 5. As far as taking him to max tier, yes, we will take him to max tier. As far as his synergy abilities, he gains a 15% increase from command officers, a 15% bonus from engineering officers, and only a 7% bonus from other science officers. So that can go all the way up to 60%. Or excuse me, that can go all the way up to 50%. Our third rare officer is Nyota Uhura. Nyota Uhura is a engineering officer. As far as her stats goes, she actually has a really healthy amount of attack. Slightly less as far as defense, and she starts getting towards that mediocre range as far as health. As far as her captain ability goes, hailing frequency is open when the shield is depleted, or her has a 50% chance of delaying the next opponent weapon fire by 1 round. 50% chance. As far as synergy goes, she synergizes with command officers, getting a 20% bonus, a 10% bonus from other science officers, and a 20% bonus from engineering officers. So this can go all the way up to 90%. It's not the most fantastic abilities, because as soon as your shields pop, it delays that first shot for just the 1 round, which means you're going to get hit with it next. Officer ability. Uhura increases the accuracy of the ship she's in by 70%. 70%. Not bad, not bad. As far as this ability goes, when you first unlock Uhura, it's at 40%, then 50, 60, 70, and then at 80 reaches at 80% at max. As far as cost, it is 1,150 to get her to tier 3, another 4,600 to get her to tier 4, and then another whopping 11,500 credits to get her to tier 5. As far as taking her all the way to tier 5, no, not worth it. There are other officers you can get, such as Kang, who will give you better accuracy increases in the long run. More worthwhile to invest into those officers, in my opinion. And last but not least, we have our epic officer, James T. Kirk. Anyway, Kirk is obviously a command officer. As far as stats goes, he has okay attack, staggering defense, okay health. As far as his captain's maneuver, leader, as long as the ship has morale, Kirk gives all officers on the ship a bonus of 40% to all their stats. That can be staggering, absolutely staggering. As far as how this ability synergizes, he gains a 10% bonus from other command officers and then 20% bonuses from engineering and science. That means that stat boost can go all the way up to 80%. As far as his officer ability, at the beginning of each round, Kirk has a 75% chance of inspiring morale to his ship for 2 rounds. When you first unlock Kirk, that is a 50% chance, then 60, then 70, then 75, then 80. Doesn't ever get to 100. As far as the costs of upgrading your epic Kirk, just to get him to tier 2 is 1,100 credits. Tier 3 is 4,400. Tier 4 is 11,400. And tier 5 is 24,000. 24,200 credits. Oh, I don't even have enough shards. Never mind. Oh, by the way, the shard count in order to upgrade these guys can be staggering. 800 just for the 1 tier. As far as upgrading this officer, you of course are going to want to upgrade him. Yes, we do. Alright, now we're going to take a look at crews for a moment. And I know everybody, or at least almost everybody, when they first unlock their epic Kirk with that 50% chance to inspire morale, they're like, Kirk, he goes on the captain's chair, on the bridge. But just like in the remake movies, he's not ready to be captain. Not at all. The basic crew that you're going to be running for quite some time is called the Infinity Shield Morale Crew. It's going to be Kirk, it's going to be Bones, and then it's going to be Spock. Why? Why do you ask? Because as we stated earlier, Bones is a poor man's Pike. With Synergy, McCoy gets a bonus of 42% to all the officer abilities of all the officers on the bridge during combat. 42%. That means inspirational. And remember, when you first unlock Kirk, it's only 50%. That now brings that up to 92%, which means morale all day, every day. Excellent medicine, 30%, 42, 72% bonus to defense. And then of course, Spock, illogical. While the ship has morale, Spock restores shield health to an amount equal to 750% of the defense of the officers on the ship. It's now 792%. This means morale all the time. What is morale again? Morale is the Federation's major ability. It's triggered by several officers, most effectively by Kirk. And while it's not published, when morale is active, the shield piercing, armor piercing, and accuracy of the ship are increased. Now, Bones is going to be constantly, every time the ship gets hit, increasing the defense stats on these guys. More defense means every time a round starts, Spock is going to be regenerating that much more shield health. If combat lasts long enough, you might be regenerating 50% or more of your shield every round. That's why it's called the Infinity Shield Morale Crew. Later on, after you get about tier 3 or so, then you can mess around, move Kirk over to there, gain that leadership ability. Oh, let's go ahead and hit confirm. You can switch him over to the captain's chair. Leadership ability now goes all the way up to 80%, but in this particular case we're at 70. Still a decent crew, but the Infinity Shield Spock crew will be your workhorse crew for a long time. Round PvP is kind of broken, so PvE, PvP works great all the way around. And that is that for the part 4 video of the Starfleet Academy series. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you found it informative and helpful, hit subscribe. I try to put these videos out as often as I can, but you know, job. Anyway, until next time, as always, stay safe, good luck, have fun, and we will see you again. See ya.